So sometimes being different, honestly, it's a superpower. Now, one of the things that's important when you try to do something different is getting to grips with the idea that it might fail. And for me, resilience is an incredibly important part of that. Resilience isn't something that I always thought that I had, because I'd look at other people who were successful in the fire service and they'd be like these great big massive people who always knew what to do, always knew what to say. They were physically imposing and they were psychologically imposing because they always had to be right. You never saw anybody make a mistake. And I had things happen to me in my past that made me feel really vulnerable. And I'd look at them and I'd think, I can't be like you. And one thing in particular that I hid for more than 20 years was my experience of homelessness. Now, when I was a teenager, I was 15, I ended up sleeping rough on the streets of a town in South Wales called Newport. Does anyone here know Newport? Yeah, well, you know then. Oh my God, exactly. You know then you'd never want to go for dinner there, let alone sleep rough there. And I can say that with love because I'm from there. But I've got a backstory that's by no means unique to me. My dad died when I was young. My mum suffered with her mental health. And one of the things that I always say is that if someone goes to war with their demons, it's everyone around them that gets hit by the shrapnel. And that was absolutely the case in my family. We were living in abject poverty and it was awful. And by the time I was 15, nearly 16, it was too much. And I ended up leaving home and sleeping rough on the streets of Newport. I'd sleep in shop doorways. I'd sleep in the porch of a derelict church. I'd sleep in derelict buildings if I could. And it was really, really horrific. I've been punched, I've been kicked, I've been spat at more times than I care to remember. And I'll give you a story about what it feels like, the reality of rough sleeping. There was one time when